What's up, everybody? Welcome. We are here today at Beautiful Scars, the conversation to have, I think, a very in-depth conversation that is needed, especially around these holiday times. And of course, I'm here with David, Crystal, Mr. Immaculate, aka Tori. And we're going to talk about depression today. Crystal, you said something very interesting last week that's kind of stuck with me when you talked about the pressure of the holidays, and how that actually adds to that extra weight, that depressing feeling, and I know it holds true for a lot of people during that time. And I'm pretty sure all of us, with what we got going on, go through our depressed moments. Because I'm be honest with you, I've been in the funk for about a week and a half now. I just know how I can function with it. Which is that abnormal to say you can function with depression? Like,
no, I don't think so. I think it's like a functional alcoholic, a functional, someone who uses drugs that's functional. I think you can be a functional depressive person. Yeah, I don't think that's abnormal. What are you gonna say, David?
Yeah, I was gonna say no, it's not. It's not. Not going to be the same thing. You said alcohol, functioning alcoholic, and whatever. There's a lot of people functioning every day with depression. It just depends on the stage of the depression.
So I know what that very high functioning depression does. It's a very dark, secluded place, and it makes you not want to be here. I always tell people I know exactly what I was doing when I kept drinking. I was killing myself and had no problem with it at all. And I know that when what we all have to go through within our just own daily lives sometimes can leave one with depression. Especially when you got ADHD and you want your dopamines always to be up here, but you can't seem to jump over the hump. What does that feel like from, I guess, the MS perspective? When you get that low feeling of depression? Yeah, go ahead.
You go first.
What's going on?
Like,
what do you feel like?
Yeah, when that depression hits you.
With MS?
Yeah.
It's crazy because when my depression hits me, I'm always by myself with it. I don't go anywhere, so it's great. I might be depressed all in my house, in my room by myself. So don't nobody ever get to see that side. If I was with somebody, of course, they ain't got no choice but to see it, but I'm by myself and I really deal with it by myself. So for me, I don't want to be bothered at all. At all. And I will sit in my room and I won't even come out of there, until I feel like being bothered. So that's not, I won't even answer the phone until I feel like being bothered.
I get that, because that's how, yeah. What about you two?
I'm pretty much the same as Tori. Well, I have people in the house with me, so I have to be bothered, but with it being so long since I've had it, they understand now that, okay, Pops don't feel like being bothered. Give him his space. And I stay in the room and stay in the bed or whatever. Just stay away from people. Because I used to, lash out at people and bark at them, and that didn't feel good to me nor them. So isolation is the best thing for me.
Yeah, I think I'm with you guys. I think it's isolation for me too. I'm normally very happy, very bubbly. I'm always the one to try to find something good in a situation, but when I'm depressed, and it could be something as simple as, like we just said, the holidays, right? Being depressed and then having MS, it just kind of reminds you when you're already down in that depression, it reminds you that, wait a minute, I'm not normal per se. I have problems with my brain. Oh my God, what's wrong with me? Is it the MS that's making me depressed, or am I truly depressed? Because I think with MS, anytime you get a cough, you're like, is this MS related? Is this regular cough related? I can't feel my hands. Is this MS related, or am I having a stroke, right? So I think with the depression and the MS, it's hard sometimes to tell the difference between MS and just depression. Am I just down on myself?
That's crazy, because I label that all the same. I don't think I label it as MS related. I just say, man, I'm effed up. I'm messed up right now.
Right.
And I'm gonna just leave it at that. And you ain't got to deal with it.
Yeah.
See, you ain't got to deal with it. I mean, that's why I'm over here by myself. You ain't got to deal with it. So that's just me.
When do y'all ever feel and know that it's coming, or is it one of them things that's just pow?
It depends. I think I know when mine is coming. I think I said this before when we had our first podcast with MS. There's mornings where I wake up and I don't know who this is that just woke up in my body, but it's not me. And before I open my mouth and say something that hurts someone's feelings, let me just not answer the phone, right? Or talk to anybody. So I do sometimes feel like, I think for me anyways, like I knew the holidays was going to bring some form of it on. Like I was like, okay, Thanksgiving I did great, all the way up until I called my aunt, talked to her, hung up the phone, and I dialed my mom's number. Why would you do that? Oh, okay, now I'm depressed, right? Now I'm crying, making sweet potato pies because, oh Jesus, why did I just pick up the phone and call that lady? So I think I know what but I've studied myself enough to know what's going to trigger my depression and kind of how to handle it when it gets to that point.
What about you two? Is it like a wham, or do you kind of feel it changing like the weather?
Kind of like the weather. It depends. Believe it or not, I didn't have any. Excuse me. I didn't have any depression over the holidays, over Thanksgiving, which I thought I would. With it being my father's 50th year passing, I had all family around me, and we had a great time. So I was like, man, this is what it feels like to enjoy the holidays, But yeah, it was real good.
What about you, Tori? Do you does yours come like at a blink of an eye, or can you feel it come?
I can't tell when it's coming because I'm always in my room, so it don't matter when it comes. I ain't got to deal with you. I ain't got to deal with nobody.
Okay.
But I've trained myself, no matter what I'm going through, because of business, I have to answer my phone. I have to adhere to phone calls. I might not be feeling the best, but you'll never know it. You would never know it. I might be down in the dumps, but you would never know it.
That's a gift.
Are you saying that your employees will never know it, or we as your family?
Anybody.
Oh, wow.
Anybody. So
Man, that's a gift.
I train myself to set my feelings to the side for the sake of not hurting someone's feelings or whatever, especially my mom. And my mom catches it more than anybody else because, you know, it's like my caregiver or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
She catches it more than anybody else. She's like, why, you know, are you talking like that? Why are you saying, and I'm not disrespectful at all. I would never be disrespectful to my mom. But she can tell the change in me when I'm feeling a certain way.
Now I can totally feel that because I was in that situation with my mama. And she took me out of my appointments, pushed me around in a wheelchair. And them days I was frustrated. It wouldn't even be her, just be snappy. Because mine does, I go super hyper focused. And I know it's coming because I cannot do anything else but complete these tasks that enter into my mind. And then once they're done, I just crash. And I felt it a whole lot on Sunday. But I knew Saturday it was going to be here. I just didn't know when. And for me, it's so frustrating because when you're an addict or former addict and you have to deal with that, that's when you hear the voices. Remember, that drinker, you know, help you out. You know, those thoughts come to your mind. And you accompany that. So I'm what they call like a seasonal, I go through seasonal depression. So like when it's cold and I can't get outside and walk, or I can't be with nature, and I no longer have, like, my auto ain't been driven in 3 years, so it's sitting up there rusted out. And I can't get out there and drive the Waco on the wheel. You know, it brings me down, man. So is there a coping mechanism or something that you guys use to like help it, manage it, or like is it something you run to kind of take that edge off?
Well, I'm trying to think. With me, I'll be over in just a minute for me. And I go back to home. And that's with any of my MS symptoms. I might go cold turkey, might not be able to, per se, move my leg, whatever. But that only lasts for a minute, maybe some seconds. And then I'm back to normal. And that's where I think it's crazy. I don't know if y'all the same way, but whatever it is, it just lasts for a couple of seconds or a minute or whatever. Then I go back to normal. But I know everybody is different. Everybody's body is different. But that's my testimony with my MS. It only lasts for a minute, then I'll be just fine. I go back to normal.
Yeah, I wish mine lasted for a minute. When it comes on, it's there, and there's never no rhyme or reason how long it's gonna last.
Yeah.
But as far as like coping mechanisms for depression, I there's a couple. Let me tell you the bad habits I had before realizing what depression really did to me. I think I told you guys before I was diagnosed with manic depressive disorder, bipolar, right? Before understanding what depression did or what the depression felt like, I told you I would gamble. I was manic. I would do things manically because I was manic depressive, right? So that meant if I'm going to run 1 mile, I'm going to run 20 because I'm in a manic state. If I'm going to go buy $200 worth of tennis shoes, I'm going to go buy $1,000 worth of tennis shoes because I'm in a manic state. So I was manically doing and buying to make me feel better because at that time that made me feel good. You know what I'm saying? But now that I understand depression and how to handle it. I try to walk, I journal, I color in coloring books, I do medicinal things, right? And I try to meditate now. So those are some of the things that I do to cope. But I was one that, and even before having the diagnosis of MS, not understanding why I did some of the things that I did over the top. I called myself the overdoer. I'm not just gonna half do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna overdo it. So if we're partying for 2 days straight, I'm gonna party for 2 weeks because I'm an overdoer, and that's what I called myself, right? But that was before I realized how depression really does play in your mind, and got it back under wraps, because I would be broke, poor, and homeless right now if I continued down the path I was on. At one point, when I got diagnosed with MS, I was blowing paychecks at a time at Choctaw. So, we did get a comment though. Someone just said, from speaking from a non-MS person, I always know when depression is setting in on me. I usually just stay away from people during that time. The good thing for me is I work from home, so it makes it easier to deal with. So it kind of sounds like MS and non-MS. It sounds like depression across the board is
Isolation.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which is good, you know, because I don't, like I said, I don't want to be around people a lot of times when I'm feeling well. So when I'm not feeling well, I definitely don't want to be around them.
Yeah, see, my coping mechanism was always liquor for years. I think now the change is I think people with like autism and ADHD, we hear music a lot differently than most people. We feel vibrations differently, and so I tap into music. Like I will listen to a song 100 times on repeat just because it helps build up some of my dopamine when the crash happens. But it's times, Crystal, that I can't even get into the meditation part because I just, my mind will not allow me to stay in that silence because I'm too busy cussing and fussing in my own head. So I kind of do like Tori and David. I go upstairs, close entertainment room doors, and don't come out. Janisha had to remind me today to go eat because it was 1 o'clock. I think that it's best for other people when I do that. I already have a fly mouth. Then when that sinks in, it becomes dangerous, like because I don't care. And so I think sometimes, like my best friend just put on here that these days he wake up and he just mad at the world. He wakes up that way, like you were talking about. It is days like those where I remember my father preached a sermon when David talks about joy cometh in the morning, and the name of his sermon was How Long the Night. And that's the hard part for me, is wondering how long is this night, because it's difficult in that valley. Because you always feel like you're by yourself. Even though in your right mind, you know you're not. I know I can call any of y'all and be like, hey, this is going on. Somebody need to come get me real quick. But is it when that kind of thinking goes on in a person's head, especially because there's so many different types, right? So some ladies go through the postpartum, where just the sound of a baby cry like crashes them, or men, we go through that midlife
crisis.
Yeah, and we go buy different toys and stuff.
By a bit, you 7 years old.
Riding in that bit, you know what I'm saying?
By a bit. You 7 years old.
Talking about you letting the wind go on your hair and you bald headed. You know, our relationship depression, or you know, the real dangerous one to me is that great cloud one, where you just it is never good, it's never bad, it just is. Yeah. Do y'all recognize y'all stages, or what like form of depression you may be in?
I do. But like I said, I've sat with this for so long.
Yeah.
That I had to learn myself, because I feel like, first of all, I hate medicines, right? So again, with that, I was on all the antidepressants. I've been on Celex, I've been on Abilify, I've been on Prozac, I've been on Lexapro. I've been on all of it. And it didn't seem to help. So if that's not helping, why am I going to continue to consume this medication? And what a lot of people don't know, if you read the side effects about those medications, those medications actually make you more suicidal.
Yep.
And then actually getting off of that medication can cause you to have suicidal thoughts.
Yep.
So why do I want to continue to take something that's going to give me suicidal thoughts if I take it or if I don't take it? So that was one of the reasons I had to sit down and start journaling my depression and seeing where I was at so I could understand, because I knew I wasn't going to take any more medicine for it, right? It wasn't helping anyways. So I do know my triggers on some of it. Sometimes I can't help it. There's days where I'll call my cousin Ashley and I'll tell her, she's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I don't know, I'm just weepy. I think I told you guys, week before last, I just walked the house weeping. I couldn't sleep. I cried, just walked the house weeping. For no reason.
You said you were doing it in your sleep.
In my sleep, I was I woke up to a wet face, and I don't. There's sometimes where I just wake up sad, and when I get like that, I know it's time to pray, or oh God, I pray that whatever feeling that I'm having is gonna pass, and it's nothing that I should be worried about, right? Because there are times that I wake up weeping, or I'm sad for the world. And I think when I get in that kind of depression, I don't know what you call that kind of depression, but everything just makes you sad. The state of the world makes you sad. The fact that people can't feed their families makes you sad.
Yeah.
The fact that people you don't even know are losing loved ones makes you sad. Cartoons come on TV. It makes you sad.
No, for real.
No, it's just days where I'm just sad for no reason.
Yeah.
And I know those days I tend to just, like I said, write or pray. And if I like music like you, Kendon, but the thing sometimes with listening to music is the music will put me in my feelings worse. Depending on the song, the beat, the memory that comes with that song. I told you, after my mom passed, my mom played organ for the church. She was minister of music her whole life. And when my mom passed, I couldn't listen to gospel music. Gospel music, for a year straight, I couldn't listen to any gospel music because it made me sad, not glad that God saved me or glad that I'm it's a new day. John P. Key wasn't helping when he said stand in the need of prayer. John P. I'm standing in the need. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? That Trouble Don't Last by Timothy Wright wasn't making sense to me because at that point, this is for me. This is a memory of my mom. My mom played this music growing up. So it was a hard time for me. So sometimes music is a good outlet, and sometimes for me it's not.
I totally get that. You listening to John P. It's me, and I'm like, man, it's me too. Right. You're the only one standing in me, it's me too.
I think for me, what the music does is put things in perspective, right? I remember one day I was laying in the bed. I was laying on that hospital bed that my folks bought me, and I was rolled over because I couldn't lay on one side. I couldn't lay on the side. I had fell one day, and it felt like I ripped my ribs apart. So I could only lay on one side. And I was just like, man, I'm done with life. Screw this shit. No. I'm done. And I just happened to have my Bluetooth in, and Future came on. I ain't never listened to Future. And he just said in his song, don't ever stop, keep going. It's the strangest places in depression where you can find a piece of something that give you a little hope. And I think that's why I listen to certain songs, just to get a piece of hope, to hear a voice that isn't my typical voice that I hear. That's always going to try to pump positivity, but not try to understand, like, this is the state, or can even empathize because they don't have it. You know, it's like my dad told me one day, man, stop trying to explain to people about your ADHD. They ain't gonna be able to recognize that. And he's right, because you can't empathize. You can sympathize with it, but by the time you done talking to me, I've thought about, like, what's happening 30 minutes next. You know, you talking to me about right now, and I'm thinking about the future. So I think that, like, one of the things that we have to do when it comes to something like this is first open our mouths. So do y'all have, like, a safe place or a safe person that you can...
Jesus.
Okay.
There you have it.
Just like that, huh? But is it, so you don't have, like, that person you can just call and be like, hey, I'm going through it today? Or do y'all just keep silent? Because I crash out.
Well, me,
I keep silent.
I stay silent. I come in my room when I want to be bothered. I answer the phone when I want to be bothered. But like I said, I train myself to answer whenever somebody calls, I answer because of business. But let's what the young lady?
So if it's not too personal, has anyone ever had suicidal thoughts due to their condition or the medicines they are taking? If so, how did you overcome it?
Can I be first with that?
Sure.
I don't think it's been suicidal thoughts with me, with my condition. I've had thoughts about just disappearing, yes. I didn't want to be bothered. I just wanted to disappear. And I just reappear when I feel like being bothered, if that's the thing. Suicide, taking my own life, unaliving myself, I've never thought about that. I don't know about you guys, but I've never thought about that. Now, I've wanted to leave this place that I'm in and maybe go hide or whatever for some weeks, months, or whatever, and then come back. Hopefully that everyone would understand, but no, I've never wanted to unalive myself.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that. I've had thoughts of, like you said, I don't want to be here anymore. I have prayed before when I've had, first getting those first couple of flare-ups with MS, that I prayed that God would just let me stop breathing, because it hurt too bad to breathe. But as far as taking my own life, I don't think I have the. I don't think I have that will in me, because I know that it's just a moment, right? The rational side of me knows it's a moment. The irrational side is the side that's like, ooh, but how long is this moment gonna last, and when is it over with, right? But I'm with you, Tori. I don't think I could go through the act of it. But I do know people who have taken antidepressants who have eventually committed suicide. I do know of people who've had medical conditions who have committed, suicide and have taken their own life. I mean, even down to a kid level. I've known kids who have hung themselves from their bunk bed.
But those of you that do think about that, man, it is so much better on this side than it is up on. Because you cannot be forgiven if you take your own life. You're not living the life. You're living your life. If you take your own life, But I do understand, even though I feel like that I just want to just leave for a while, I don't take it as far as wanting to take my own life. Now, again, to those of you that are thinking about that, I'm not condoning that. I understand how you feel. I'm not condoning that. Go find you somebody to talk to. You can message us, either one of us. We will talk to you. We will be your friend. You know, if you can't find it in the people around you, your pastor, your mom, whoever, I will be your friend. I want to see you live. Whoever it is, I want to see you live. I'm gonna need you sooner or later.
And there's nothing wrong with counseling.
I
I don't know why we as blacks have a stigma with counseling and don't think that we're supposed to, but I'll tell you what, I was apprehensive when I first started counseling, and I was shocked at how easy it was to tell a total stranger my deepest, darkest secrets. One, because I knew it wasn't going to get back out. And I think that's why we're scared to talk to friends and family. Because then, oh, girl, did you hear Crystal? They call her every day. Crystal mentioned something about, this, that, and I want to live. No, it's not what I said. But I think, having a doctor that had an opinion that didn't know me made a huge difference. But I will say this, if you do see a counselor, you have to be open and honest with that counselor, and you have to be open and honest about yourself.
Exactly, but we as a people, we always think because someone's going to counseling, they're sick.
They're crazy. They're depressed.
This what we're doing now is a form of counseling.
That's exactly what this is.
Form of counseling.
You're right. It's because we're so quick to put labels on people, or because I've gone through psychotherapy. Because like Sister Sanders asked, I tried to commit suicide. I just wasn't bold enough to blow my brains out. You know what I'm saying? I figured, well, at least if I died drinking, they could say he was an alcoholic. He ain't give up. But I knew I was giving up. And I sometimes, y'all, those voices, it's the voices. It's like how we're talking right now. You have to imagine that that's going on in somebody's head, but it's all negative. So there is no light to be seen, because even if somebody is speaking life into you, you're living in dead. You're living in death. You're not listening. You can hear every word, but you're not listening. You have to go get help, because it's at that point that it has gotten out of control. Like you're at a point now where you can't fix you, and you're going to have to like bring yourself into a place with somebody who has knowledge about your brain, the way things function, your story, and pinpoint where that came from. Because the problem is, most of the time we're depressed and we don't know where it came from. It could have stemmed from something you seen 3 years old that you pushed in your subconscious mind. It could be somebody being taken away from you, and it feel like a piece of your soul left. Is always say this saying, man, darkness waits on the perfect time to pounce on you, and it don't let you go until you start the healing process. And depression is not sadness. It's not I'm feeling down. It is feeling like the weight of the world is on your shoulders and you can't shake it. And depression is not something that someone should be able to just label you when they ain't never went and got a degree on it. They ain't never had it. They ain't never been to counseling for it. Like, you know if you're depressed because you feel it all the time. At that point, the medicines don't help. The prayers don't seem like they're being heard. and you're feeling like you're living in darkness alone, but you're not. That's what Beautiful Scars is here for. We ain't gonna be able to counsel you, but we can get you in the direction of where you can start going. You got a support system, and I think that that's what our mission is here. Because if you don't start talking about it, it will eat you up. Pain.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
You had suicidal thoughts. You too?
Yes.
Okay. The question that someone posed on here is, how long did it take you to overcome it?
I think mine started, I'm 45 now. I think mine started at 17 when I lost my best friend. And I swallowed it like a rock. And at that point, I never forget one of my longtime friends, she told me she saw the change when we were younger. That song, Slipping and Falling by DMX, when he said, I didn't keep a haircut or give a F how I dress, that was that. And I just never dealt with it. And so even still when I bring it up, I get emotional.
So you haven't overcame it yet?
Oh, no, I got some.
Question was,
How long did it take
How long-
for you to overcome it? When you had suicidal thoughts?
Oh, no, I don't have suicide thoughts no more. My bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the question.
Yeah, my bad.
That was the
I
question.
got you.
I don't know, a couple of months.
It took you a couple of months.
Couple of months, because I was young when I got diagnosed with MS. 24. Thought I was healthy, and all that stuff. And seeing my wife get up every day, going to work, I'm laying in bed or laying around the house, not feeling well, so took a little bit out of me, and I gave my gun to my wife to hide, which she did, and I guess I asked for it back probably maybe 3-4 months later.
And that's because you felt like you were past that point,
I'm past
or
that stage. And I haven't been there since. This was years ago. I mean, I get real down and sad and upset and stuff because I have what I have, but I understand that it's not a death sentence.
Of course. And it's Miss Sanders, whoever this is. Yeah. So,
my godmother.
contrary to what you said you were going through with Sanders, you play internet games to help you cope with your mechanism. I do too. I be out on my phone playing the game and everything, and that's to help with my cognitive differences that's in my brain, whatever. So you're not alone with that, Miss Sanders. I do it too.
We all need to start sending each other lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They miss one another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that, but yeah, I do it too.
Mine is movies.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like crime movies. Like, man, my mom would tell you every day, because, when you're in the hospital that long, like, I paid rent to Baylor.
Right.
Seriously. For 3 years of my life, I was in the hospital, in and out, every month, staying for months. And to help my mind kind of stand, I would watch SVU, Law and Order. I like figuring out, even today when I just wasn't feeling people at all, I just went down and looked at 61st Street just to figure out, solve crimes. There are a lot of, I think when you learn your triggers and how to like at least bring them down, because it's one thing to just have depression, but when you got ADHD and anxiety, like, I'm a whole wrecking ball over here ready to explode at any second. And so, but I know, you learn through counseling, okay, where does your trigger start? Mine start right up here. If that start getting tight, I know I'm finna pop off. somebody can say anything wrong to me. They can say hello wrong, and I hear it in the wrong tone, and I'm gonna call you everything but a child of God. So what do you do when you feel that? Well, what's your favorite song? You know, I put on Turn It Around for me, and I listen to it over and over again to bring you down, to understand that this feeling is temporary. It may be days in temporary, but it's gonna go away. You know, yeah.
Yeah, that's how my episode of dealing with depression is. It's like, it's gonna go away. You know, tomorrow's another day. When I wake up, it's totally different.
Yeah.
Keep waking up.
Keep waking up.
And you got kudos, Kendon, for overcoming the alcohol demon. My aunt said my nephew has kidney disease and is on dialysis. He's not there yet because he still want to drink and smoke weed all day and every day. But kudos to you for breaking the demon.
Thank you, Auntie. Thank you.
Somebody wants some Skittles.
Mine, Sandy. She also said, can somebody mail her some Skittles?
We've been telling you, say, look, we need to go and
That
get,
box up there
say, yeah.
for the sponsor.
We need a sponsorship. Every Monday, y'all, we'll tell you right now, we gonna eat Skittles. I mean, purples, reds. If you want to bring gifts up here to Salon 215, Skittles would be much appreciated. With a large Slurpee, Coke, preferably.
I'll take a water.
Water. When y'all when you first like found out this was life altering, and you got to that point where, okay, that the past is a past. I'm gonna have to deal with this going forward. What kind of hurdles or thoughts went through your mind that, even though you're planning, what thoughts go through your mind when what you planned doesn't work out the way you thought it was? Does it hit deeper than it probably normally would if, you know what I'm saying? Y'all laughing, what's up?
Just the Skittle chewing.
That's your ADHD. We ain't staying there.
When I asked her, y'all going first with this? That's what I asked.
I completely zoned out. I don't know what the question.
No, but I'm saying, like, you know, you diagnosed, right? And now you have to like plan out the rest of your life, because what you had is gone. But as you plan things and they don't work out, does that slip you into a depression, or like how do y'all deal with it?
Y'all going first? Y'all want me to answer?
It definitely does slip you into a depression. I got this. Yeah, it does. It slips you. Like I said, I'm 24 when I got diagnosed.
Mm-hmm.
In the military, best shape of my life. You know, I had great things going for me, I thought. But God saw fit to change my direction, and there's no way I would be where I am now if I would not have if I would not have been diagnosed with MS.
Okay.
You know, I got a wonderful wife, wonderful kids, wonderful family.
Wonderful patio.
Thank you. I was too wild, shall I say.
Okay.
So yeah, there's no way I would have had this. So he probably slowed me down.
Everything happens for a reason.
Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm hurting and what have you. Cognitively, my cognitive skills here this last week or two have been crap. But
I feel you.
yeah, I'm good. I'm glad. You know, good family, like I said. Good patio according to you. So yeah, I know I went off subject because I done lost everything.
It's okay, man. That's a beautiful.
Right. That's the MS brain. I think the question is when we first got diagnosed with, you know, life altering.
Okay, I got
Yeah.
I got a long answer for that.
Well, we here to listen.
when I first got diagnosed, I was in prison. I went to the sick hall every day. I needed MRI. Kept going. Needed MRI. You know what they said? Take ibuprofen before it. Go back the next day, I needed MRI. Well, I could feel my body was shifting. I didn't know what MS was. I didn't know. So, this was 5 years in Cedarville. Then I went to Leavenworth. Again, I needed an MRI. Got to the point to where I used a cane on get around. I was physically fit. I didn't need that. I didn't want that. So they said, okay, we're gonna send you to physical therapy. So the physical therapist came, and it was somebody from the outside of the court. And I told him, I don't need physical therapy, I need help. And he said, this man needs help. He don't need no physical therapy, he needs help. So you ask, was it a difference? Is that what you asked?
Yeah.
Okay, yes, it was. I had to learn how to live with it. So what I did was, I had money to go to India to try it. I had money to go have stem cell 3 times. It didn't work. India didn't work. I had money to change my diet. It didn't work. So having money to fix it is not the answer. That's not the answer to it. There's no cure for it. I believe that now. After spending thousands and thousands of dollars trying to right this wrong. So yes, I did go through a number of things. I could afford it then, and now I hate that I did, but it's just like my other businesses. If I wouldn't have known or not whether I was successful or not unless I tried. And that was the same thing with business. I wouldn't have known that it wasn't successful or successful unless I tried, unless I played it. So that's what I did.
So you took a gamble on
I took a gamble, and I say that I'm done spending money on cures for MS because there isn't one, because if there was, we wouldn't be sitting here. And that's with anybody that has it. Cancer, MS,
Crohn's,
yes,
anything,
anything that you
Any
have.
autoimmune,
Any autoimmune deficiency that you have, there's no cure for it. Then everybody talking about eat right now. Man, I tried to change my diet. I did everything, and I'm still in the same situation. So I'm a firm believer that there's no cure for it. No matter how much money that you have or anything, there's no cure for it. All you can do is try to keep it from getting worse. So for me, I gotta keep it from getting worse. I gotta move. I gotta continue to exercise. I gotta try to eat right when I can, but your diet has nothing to do with it. Because I mean, you gotta look at the people that have MS that that change their diet. They're in the same situation as us. There's no cure for it, man.
So you basically had to come to reality and deal with it head on. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, I mean, I came to reality to understand that there is no cure for what I have. No matter what I can or can't afford, there's no cure.
This question is for, I think, all of us. What do you do with it? Like, when you know there's nothing that you can do about it. What can you do about it? Or what can you do with it? That was a little deep, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay positive and do things like this. You know, like you said, this is counseling. You know, talk to somebody. We talking to somebody who like-minded and have like illness?
Yeah, I was against the support groups at first when I got diagnosed with MS. It's like, oh, sitting here, everybody complain about this and that and this and that and this and that. But it's funny because now I'm a big advocate for go to these support groups. Liver transplant, go to these support groups. MS, go to these support groups. Cancer, go to these support groups, because trying to explain something to your family or friends that don't have it actually causes you to be more depressed. Can actually cause depression because you're trying to explain what sounds crazy. I can't explain to you how I feel this way or why I feel this way or why I can't remember what I was about to say or why I looked at you talking and nothing registered that was coming out of your mouth, right? So I think going to those groups and talking, like, it was refreshing. I told you, my husband said it was nice to see how me and you interacted the very first time we talked, because it wasn't me telling him, oh, I feel this way and I got this going on, I don't know why this and blah, blah, blah. He actually understood. I didn't have to go and try to describe what this pain felt like. He knew exactly. He talking about, oh, this? Yeah, I feel that too. So it makes you feel like you're not alone in what you got going on.
I totally
I'm grateful
agree.
for this group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This I can't. That's one of the today had to happen. I was gonna keep falling. I was plummeting. I know it. I didn't feel like doing this, and I am so grateful to God for bringing all of us together, because it is true. Me and Chris sat up on Thanksgiving, the day before, and came up with a multi-million-dollar business like that. And my friends would always tell me that was strange. Like, I go sleep, wake up, I can write in my pad, boom, 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 here's the business plan, and go back to sleep. Like, it feels good to be around somebody who thinks like that. It feels good to be around people that understand, like, this is the symptom, but this is just a comma, not a period. You know, this is counseling to a certain extent. Now, some of us need some. I'm still in therapy because it's gonna take me a minute to get peel back those layers, but you know, it's always good to have a group of people that can identify with you. And yeah, and I hope this really helps somebody today. I guess when it's all said and done, what message of hope would you all leave somebody with? And I'll start and then we can end it with Mr. Mackin, who, by the way, people behind the scenes said he wasn't going to talk much today. Boy, he and
I was just playing when I said that. I told you when we talked, I said I got a lot to say about depression in there.
yeah,
It's
you
like,
did. Hopefully, I'm messing with
Sunday,
you.
when Sunday comes, there's a lot that needs to be said.
Oh, yeah, and guys, if you guys did not join in Sunday, you guys missed something absolutely phenomenal. I think you guys are going to try to do it again next Sunday?
Yes, we are. It's next Sunday at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you can kind of give my backstory. I wasn't trying to take it, but
No, that was cool.
It was
We
actually
didn't-
phenomenal Sunday.
Thank
I
you.
think there's more black men. I'm not even gonna say black men. There are more black kings out there that need to hear that story. So I think it was great. You watched it too, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, thank y'all. That's I think that's the again, Sunday. Just wasn't feeling it until I got in here with people who could that understood and appreciated what life is, and that showed that even after their stint in prison, that was just a comma, not a period on their lives. And that discussion, I implore everybody to go look at it. because they were open, honest, and they left us with a message of hope. I look forward to next Sunday. Going to be even more spectacular. 5 o'clock, and y'all tune in. If y'all 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. See, 3 o'clock. Salon 215. If you want to come up here, speak, listen, more than welcome. We have plenty of room and space. So that's the plug right there for next Sunday. I want to say that no matter how you feel, because feelings come and go, it's what you do with them, which is called your emotions. And your emotions always need motion. So don't sit around still. Don't sit around still people who are still doing the same old things and not progressing in life. Don't sit around still people who are claiming rich dreams but still broke. And I'm talking about mentally. And don't you sit still. I told my father this one day. We were having our morning coffee. Even water, when it sits still, lets parasites in. And you sitting around not talking and speaking and being still, those parasites are entering into your mind. And that's not okay. So as David always says, just wake up. And when you wake up, get up and go do something. That's my message, and we just gonna keep flowing on down.
Well, my message is simple, you know. You need to talk to somebody, like the panel said, talk, email, whatever, either one of us, and you know, just stay as positive as possible.
Okay, so for me, I think Jermaine Davis had commented, and Jermaine, I totally feel the same way you do. So with that being said, so now the two more are in agreement with each other with what he said. My last message is just spend some time with yourself. So Jermaine said, you know, three things with self-discovery, self-compassion, and self-improvement. And I wholeheartedly agree with that. Take some time to learn yourself. Take some time to learn your mental. Take some time to learn the things that make you happy, not what makes everybody else happy. Not doing things that people are recommending for you to do. Not feeling like something is weird because you want to do it and someone else says that I wouldn't do that. Okay, well, you're not me. Figure out what makes you happy. Figure out what makes you sad. Figure out what makes you upset, angry, depressed. Figure that out and start channeling within yourself ways to figure that out or fix it, right? So I do think we have to love ourselves. That is number one. A lot of us we say we love ourselves, but we don't. Because if we loved ourselves, there's a lot of things that we would not be doing with our bodies and other things, like eating Skittles. With our bodies, you know, if we really did love ourselves. But yeah, I think my message is just don't give up. It's every day is a new day. We all are going through something in our own right, and my problems aren't your problems aren't my problems, but that doesn't make your problems obsolete because I have a problem. So that's what I gotta say. Just keep living, keep waking up.
Shout out JD, and under this shirt I do have on my fly gear too. Oh, this is a plug from a big brother.
Don't sit around. Some mom said she's gonna use that from now on. Don't sit around still, people.
Yeah, your mold. What you got to say to her? Because you just put those Skittles in your mouth. It was perfect timing for me to say what you got to say.
What's the plan?
I'm just leaving people with the last message, man.
Oh, I say it all the time. Nothing wrong with smiling. Nothing wrong with speaking. One of my three things that I always ask somebody, include you, Dave, Crystal, we don't talk too often.
Because you don't return texts.
Not at all. So, my thing is, just like Ryan Clark in the Pivot, what they say is, are you okay? Are you all right?
Mhm.
Do you need anything? We come so far away from that in this day and time. We're not concerned about our fellow brother, our fellow sister. Because we trying to get our life right ourselves. But at the end of the day, how do we know that person that we ask them, are you okay? And are you all right? Do you need anything? Can't help us in our situation. So speak to these people. Open your mouth. You never know where your blessings coming from. But you gotta open your mouth to find out, right? You gotta open your mouth to find out if this person next to you can help you, right? In other words, speak. Open your mouth. You know, that's my thing. That's what I'm on.
Okay.
Time to go.
Well, everybody, thank y'all for tuning in, commenting. Please share this. Like, this ain't about no, like, us getting famous, money grabbing them, man. We just want somebody to hear the message and be blessed. So, thank y'all again. And we will holler at y'all Sunday. But wait a minute. We don't have another show Monday this year, do we?
Me and you will do something. So,
Not with me on.
Yep.
Yeah, because you'll be out.
Yeah. So
you coming Monday?
next Monday, y'all tune in. We're gonna be just talking about Beautiful Scars itself, where it started from to where we are now, and what we look forward to in the future. So we'll see y'all Sunday, 3 o'clock. Love y'all, beautiful people, and have a great one.
Bye.
We'll see.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be more.